Is anybody waiting?
Oh, Skin.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a Skin episode.
On the outside.
On the outside, always looking in. Will I? It's on freaking repeat. On the outside. I can't even think. These have Ben Platt impressions. On the outside.
That was someone impersonating Ben Platt.
On the outside.
All right.
How did you feel about him in the movie playing a high school?
Wait, did you watch the movie?
Yeah. Was he wearing a wig? I feel like he was, right? He had to.
Oh, I don't know. I just remember everybody's like, why is he playing a high schooler? He's like 30.
Because he originated that role.
Right.
They should have recast
But
it, maybe.
he's still 30.
They should have had Jordan Fisher do it.
It's like when they have...
Absolutely not.
He was literally...
No, I know, but he's too like handsome. He didn't. No, I'm serious.
There's roles like that.
I'm serious.
You're too handsome to be the lead.
Too handsome to be the
You can't hold
lead.
it, huh?
Like you need a little bit of ugly.
Too handsome to be the lead.
You need to be a little bit ugly.
You got to be a little bit ugly to play some of these roles. Wait! This would be perfect for the pod.
Stop impersonating me.
On the outside.
Hello, roomies. Welcome to We Used to Live Together. My name is Kris.
And I'm AJ.
And this podcast is called
We Used to Live Together.
Hannah needs to be here
Man.
for this. We are really missing our gal because these intros, I cannot do it.
The intro queen.
The intro queen. Hannah is sick again, so she will not be joining us for this episode, sadly. And she was real bummed to miss it. I could tell from the way she was texting. She was real bummed. So. AJ's filling in yet again. So AJ, our producer. So.
That might have been clear when we said Hannah wasn't here.
Well, people may not know who you are.
Oh, that's true.
But I feel like they know who you are. Okay, carry on. What's
you
good,
never
my dude?
know. There might be new people showing up this
there
episode.
There might be some... Hey, if you're a new listener, if you're a new roomie, normally it's Hannah and me because we used to live together. Today, she's not here because she's sick, so AJ, our producer, is filling in. What's good, my dude?
What's good? There's a lot of good things, actually.
Uh-huh.
One main good thing
is
that we found our dog.
You found your dog. We
found our dog. And
for the record, you already had a dog.
We had a dog. And then, she ran away.
Oh, no. Okay, tell me.
While we were in New York.
Yeah.
She ran away and we found her.
Do you know how she got away?
I don't. But here's how it played out.
Okay.
Cassie and I were away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Me and a friend went to go get some nighttime photos of the city.
In New York City?
In New York City. So it was maybe around 10 o'clock at night.
Eastern time.
When we went out to go grab some photos. And so we headed over to Times Square.
Mm-hmm.
We watched those guys do the flipping street show where they're like jumping over people.
Yeah.
And then they line everybody up and then make them dance and then ask for money before doing the actual flip. It's so anticlimactic because they were telling jokes and they were funny.
Yeah.
And then like they line everybody up and then they start asking for the money. And then everybody leaves.
Oh, so, I was going to say, what if they don't give money?
Nobody gives money. But then also these people are lined up and they're just standing there waiting for the money to be given. They're waiting for it to be finished. So it's all kind of just funny.
Okay.
So we're just hanging out in Times Square. We're grabbing some photos and I get a phone call from our dog sitter.
Okay.
So we had the dog sitter from like throughout the week. Then we had Rover come over on Saturday or the weekend. And then the dog sitter came back.
Okay.
So she gave me a call and it's 7:30 California time. and she says, "Hey, I can't find Penny.
Penny, your dog.
My dog.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find Penny.
Okay.
I've looked everywhere. I don't know where she's at. I've looked like under things. I've looked in all the different rooms.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm in the hustle and bustle
Of Times
Square
at 10:30 at night.
At 10:30 at night, and I have the dog sitter telling me, I can't find your dog. Your dog is missing.
Yeah. And Penny's not the kind of dog to hide, right?
Penny is not the type of dog well, she might be the type of dog to hide and to like go into like a quiet place at nighttime because she likes to sleep.
Okay. But not when you call her, she usually comes.
When I call her, she'll come.
Okay.
She'll always come out to the living room to greet us if we come home.
Okay.
Late. So this was very out of
unusual.
Character for her.
Okay.
And everything around me is moving and I'm frozen in place. Literally like a movie, like Jason Bourne, like, you need to get onto the scene now. Your wife is dead.
Oh no.
And then like
your wife is dead.
Like imagine like you get that call in like the spy movies. Oh no, you've seen Jason Bourne.
No, I have.
So hi Penny.
Speaking of Penny.
We're talking about you. And I'm immediately my mind has been thinking about this trip and Penny being watched, and I have been anxious all summer about coyotes.
Oh,
there have been so many. There is a big threat to small dogs
in this city, in your home.
Yeah, in this area. Well, this specific part of where I live is okay.
Okay,
but when you live close to like foothills and fields and open spaces, there's a lot of coyote activity.
Okay,
where I used to live in the Inland Empire, there was a bunch of coyotes over there too.
Okay,
so it's just very common. For them.
So you were afraid for Penny?
I was afraid. I was afraid that a coyote was going to jump over and grab Penny when she was like going outside, doing her thing. And so immediately when she told me that was right where my mind went.
Okay.
I was like, oh my God, like she got snagged.
By a coyote.
I was like, the one thing
I was afraid
of this whole time. And it didn't help that I saw a TikTok of a girl who that exact same thing happened
to her dog.
She went out, or she went traveling, and she asked her dad to watch her little Pomeranian.
Oh no!
Even smaller than Penny, and she told her dad multiple times, like, you gotta watch her when she goes out because there's a lot of coyotes in your area. And the dad, kind of like put it off, and she kept on reminding him. And what happened?
She got snatched.
She got snatched by a coyote.
Oh my gosh.
And I was just like so fearful that would happen. So,
but thankfully
I was like, you have to search everywhere. Okay. She said that there was no fur in the backyard.
Okay.
If there would have been knowing this dog, there would have been a scrap.
There's no way a coyote can jump over your wall?
Dude, they can jump high. You would be surprised.
Oh my gosh.
They are athletic animals. It's crazy, man. Yeah. And the wall's not that big. Don't come jumping over my wall, please.
Yeah.
The wall's not that big. Don't come pole vaulting over my
wall. Okay, so what does she say?
So she couldn't figure out any reason why she got out. Okay. There was no signs of like maybe a screen door.
Yeah.
A screen door getting pushed open. No signs of a break-in.
Yeah.
And she was just, if anything, confused and surprised.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I have to tell Cassie. I have to get off the phone. I have to call Cassie real quick. And so I called Cassie, who was at the hotel room by herself. So we're separate from each other.
Yeah.
And I had to call her and tell her the news.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what to do. I have to call Jordan back.
Okay.
But I just wanted to let you know that that's what happened.
Okay.
And so
can we get some insight?
Yeah, I don't know if Cassie wants to kind of fill us in on what happened when I called her.
I was shook. I was in disbelief. I was like, there's no way we just lose her. Like she's just gone.
That was my exact reason, like my mental state. I was like,
just like, what do you mean she's gone? What do you mean by that?
Right.
Yeah. I wasn't like immediately like, I was like, oh my God, no, Penny.
Right,
I was like, my mind was like,
were you trying to figure out a solution to?
Immediately, I was like, there's no way. There's no way our journey with Penny ends here this way.
God, Christ.
And I was like, I didn't jump to any conclusions.
Okay.
But I was just like, we just got to figure out what happened first.
Okay.
So then that's when I called her and told her.
Okay. So what was your first step?
Well, it was to call Cassie. And so I called her, I told her, and then Cassie did her own investigation.
Oh, you were the one who
immediately, I don't know why, but my first instinct was to go on Facebook groups.
Okay.
Like, because I'm a part of one Costa Mesa group where it's just like community.
Yeah.
And my first instinct was to check there. So this is all within 5 minutes of AJ calling me. I go on Facebook. The first like post is from Costa Mesa Buzz. I click it.
It's a lost dog.
Immediately, her photo pops up. And again, this is all within 5 minutes of losing her.
Yeah.
I found her. I lost and found her within 5 minutes. It was crazy. It was like it was just something was telling me to check Facebook
So
groups.
you got lucky there.
Yeah.
Because
I look at the photo, I'm like, first of all, that is my dog.
wait, so who took her in? Or who found her?
So,
Go
okay,
ahead,
so here's how this whole situation happened. So she found her on Facebook.
Yeah.
Her picture was on there.
Yeah.
That post was from when we saw that, it was from 12 hours ago.
Okay.
So-
12 hours
so
prior
that
to the
post-
call.
Yeah, 12 hours prior to the call.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. All these people were commenting on it. I was
Yeah.
like, all of you are talking about my dog right now. Like, you are all talking about
Stop
Penny.
talking about Penny.
I was like, you guys are, they were all so helpful.
Yeah.
Like, and they were all like, oh, have you tried this? Have you tried this? Did you-
Christopher would cry immediately if he
If I
saw
saw
this
that?
post because
Oh.
it was like 20 different people like commenting like,
Oh.
is she microchip? Like you should try. Does she have a collar? Like you should
They're
try
being
this.
like
you should try
good
that.
humans.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my god! Any
all of them-
updates? They wanted updates on her.
Yeah.
angels.
Oh.
Yeah.
All of them
Angels.
sweet angels.
Yeah.
And I tried to comment on the post saying, this is my dog. Please help. This is my dog. Get in contact with me.
And then
Help. And I had to get a pending approval for the group. So
Oh,
my
'cause you weren't in the group.
Because I wasn't in the group. So my post had to be approved.
why didn't you post?
I
She
wasn't
couldn't do it either.
This was a different group than Costa Mesa Buzz. Someone just shared it on to.
Oh, so
Costa
it
Mesa
wasn't
Buzz.
your group.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
it wasn't
her
our group.
group.
So
Okay.
again, I also wasn't
You have to get
sure.
approved.
She
Also-
she couldn't
Oh
she
my
couldn't
gosh.
do it either.
And no one's approving it. I
And
need
no one's
someone.
approving it. I was like, I need
somebody.
you. If you're
on
gonna run
it.
a
Yeah.
lost animal group,
Yeah.
you gotta be on there all the time
Yeah.
to approve these messages. Because
Right.
it was like
it could be the owners.
It could be the owners.
Yeah.
And anything could happen.
Right.
Anything
Okay,
could happen
so
to those
how long
animals.
before you got approved? Or what happened?
20 hours.
No.
No way.
My message didn't get my comment didn't get approved for that post until 20 hours later.
But you had already
But we had already figured it all
Yeah.
out by then. I just thought that part was hilarious. I was like, my dog could have been dead 20
Yeah.
hours later.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be on top of the
That's
approvals.
crazy. Okay, so
So the person who found her Cassie had messaged her
Mhm.
and was able to get
Again,
a call.
many times because you have to be friends with somebody so for them to like have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
So they have to approve you.
You gotta like
So,
friend request
Again,
them.
I waited like 15 to 20 minutes trying to get her attention
Oh no.
because she didn't even know she had a message request from
yeah.
me.
Uh-huh.
So it
And-
was just so
and it
infuriating.
all felt really time sensitive
Yeah.
because of the information that she was saying on the comments. So
What was she
was saying was that she found Penny
Uh-huh.
and her mom came to, so she was going to work.
Okay.
She found Penny, brought her into her work,
Mhm.
and then her mom came and picked Penny up from her work
Mhm.
to bring her home.
Mhm.
At home, she has 2 dogs.
Oh no.
Penny does not get along with dogs.
Yeah.
So she couldn't keep her overnight.
Yeah, yeah,
So she had to bring her to a shelter. So she had to bring her to a shelter, but the shelter closed at 7.
yeah. Okay.
It was 7:30 when Jordan, when the dog sitter.
Yeah. Yeah, you can say her name.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I felt weird. So it was 7:30
Yeah.
when the dog sitter called.
yeah.
So she could have already been like on her way to the shelter by then. Maybe
Mhm.
we could have stopped her before going to the shelter.
Right.
So it all felt like we were within the time frame of like her transferring her
To the shelter. Yeah.
What she ended up doing was she went to the police department and dropped her off at the police department
Okay.
because she
Okay.
couldn't keep her overnight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then we had to get in contact with the police department, but their animal shelter service wasn't open yet.
Okay.
So I still am unsure.
Was it open yet? What do you mean? It was the following day?
No, it was still. They closed at 7. Like the animal services, where they drop like animal control and all that stuff, where they drop off lost pets.
Yeah,
they close at 7.
Okay.
So everything was
closed already.
Everything was closed. I couldn't get in contact with anybody. I was trying to figure out where my dog was to just know that she was safe. As long as I knew that somebody had her,
right,
we would have been okay.
Yeah.
And it took us a while to figure out that happened.
Okay.
But then we were able to get in contact with the person. Cassie hopped on a phone call with her and talked to her about like.
Oh, you were able to get her contact info?
We chatted for 10 minutes. She was so nice. I was like on the verge of tears because she like took care of her. She was like, Penny was so sweet.
This is the lady who found her or her mom?
Yeah, the lady who found her.
So
we also didn't mention they found her in the parking garage of the Container Store around here, which is across the 405 bridge.
I was gonna say that's not.
Mama went on a trip.
Yeah, remember?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so our run today, we went on a run before this.
Yeah.
Remember that freeway bridge?
Oh, that's
the bridge.
She went over.
She walked over that.
Yeah.
Is this Homeward Bound?
This
The Incredible Journey?
What's that one movie with the toasters and the appliances walking around like all in North America?
The toaster.
The toaster.
Yeah, the brave little toaster.
Oh.
Yeah, where they're walking around like Yellowstone and shit.
Sure.
Okay.
That's what Penny did.
Yeah.
Does she run away like that?
No.
I didn't know she did that.
No, I need to know what she went through. I need to know what she saw.
I wish she was wearing a GoPro.
Oh my God, that would have been so funny if she was wearing a GoPro. Yeah, she came back. Her paws are like, one of her paws is like a little like blistered up. And
well, she walked a long way.
She walked a long way, and I think when she had gotten out, it must have been hot outside, and the concrete must have been hot.
Yeah.
Because the way that she's been walking recently has been like very soft.
Yeah, tender.
Because I think it kind of hurts her. She's been better today.
Yeah.
But I think it must have been... So the last person that was able to check up on her was 12:30 p.m. on Sunday.
Okay.
She wasn't found until 5:30 a.m. on Monday.
Oh, what?
So that whole time period, we don't know when she...
That's 12 plus hours.
Right, but I don't know if she got out at 12:30.
Okay.
It may have been later on that day. However, there's a gap of uncertainty and unknown.
Oh my gosh. And it was during the heat wave?
And it was during that heat wave that we escaped because we were on vacation.
Right. So you don't know how she got out?
No idea how she got out. No idea.
So someone
when she was out
near the Container Store found her.
She was in the parking garage because you know how it's type of stories. She was in the parking garage and found her at 5:30 in the morning. It must have been like 5:30. She must have. I think she walked over to the person.
Okay.
And like, the person brought her into the store.
Yeah.
To hang out for a bit.
She works
her mugshot.
Her mugshot.
Her mugshot was in the Container Store. I was like, "Where are you?" Are you like Best Buy right now?
Yeah, she was like in like some aisle with like carpet, and I was like, "Are you shocked?"
Oh yeah.
No, we gotta post it.
It's so funny.
Yes.
And it's the worst thing is that she's never looked happier.
No, girlie had a ball.
She had an adventure.
She has the biggest smile on her face.
Penny, she's sitting right here.
She's so cute right now.
Oh my gosh, she's
Why are you an adventurer?
And
oh my goodness.
So she was turned into the police.
Okay.
She went to jail. and I had to bail her out.
You had to bail her out.
And she cost
typical daughters.
It was about maybe like with all the fees and all the impound fees and stuff, maybe about $275.
Wait. Oh my gosh. Wait.
You had to bail her out literally.
Literally had to bail her out. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't say that part. What?
Yeah. I had to pay a licensing fee for the city of Costa Mesa. I had to pay a fee because she wasn't spayed. I had to pay a fee for impound because she got taken.
Which is funny because she was at that rescue for maybe 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Before we picked her up. So I'm like, what impound fees? Because she was there for 5 minutes before you got her.
Maybe it's just
I should have fought back on that actually.
No, it's
but
fine.
whatever. I was like,
you're just happy.
I was like, I'll do anything to get my baby back. I'll pay any amount.
My daughter, give me my daughter.
Give me my baby.
Oh, Penny.
And so, also, she didn't have a collar. because she doesn't usually wear a collar.
Yeah.
And her microchip is not registered. 2 mistakes on our part that we should have been better at.
Okay, so this is a PSA for dog owners.
Yeah, it's a PSA.
Okay.
Even if you never would assume that your
dog would run away,
it's still peace of mind, and it's still safe to know that if your dog has a collar and has information on it, the chances of them getting picked up and then getting a call to know where they're at
be a lot easier.
So much easier than what we had to go through.
Okay. So now she's microchipped and everything.
I mean,
her collar.
She's microchipped. We just need to figure out how to register her, but she does have a collar. We're going to get a cute one, of
register
course.
her with who are you?
We're going to get a cute little pet tag with her phone number on it.
With whom do you register her?
I think when she has a microchip, so if dogs are stolen and they take the collar off.
Is there like a database?
There's the microchip is the thing that has your information.
Okay.
So if all else fails and, they get their collars taken, or if some people do an air tag, but Penny's really small, and air tag is not going to really work for this situation.
Yeah.
They can scan the microchip and be like, on the microchip, the information is this, and it belongs to this owner.
Got it.
Which is pretty smart, because I know like French bulldogs are very susceptible to stealing.
Being stolen,
because they're worth so much money.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga's French bulldogs are like the most sacred.
Well, like Christina's Frenchie.
I know.
My sister.
I mean, they can't mate on their own, so I mean that makes you an expensive animal right off the bat,
Right.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
No, they can't mate on their own.
French bulldogs cannot mate on their own?
They are only alive because of us humans.
Wait. Baz humps things all the time.
No, but they don't have the ability to do it on their own.
So a female Frenchie and a male Frenchie cannot procreate on their own?
No, they need help.
They need human assistance?
They need human assistance.
How have they survived this? Are they they're created breed?
They're a created breed.
Oh,
like they have to be assisted in order to.
It just says their unique physical characteristics make it difficult for them to mate naturally. So I don't think it's impossible, but I think it's
human intervention is common. Wow, Baz. Okay.
Okay,
Basil.
An exotic animal, huh?
Okay, well, the good news is Penny's back. Penny's home.
Good news is she's back. She's
been to jail.
She's been to jail. We found her, and she's a little tired.
Shaken up, I'm sure.
She's definitely shaken up.
Yeah.
Because, again, we don't really walk her that much because she gets very anxious and barks at everything.
Okay.
So she's not a good walker. Oh, does she hear me saying that?
Uh-oh. She heard you say the W word.
I have to say W-A-L-K.
Wait, you don't walk her for real?
Well, we have a backyard, so she runs around.
Oh, she runs around. Okay.
That's my excuse.
She gets the zoomies out?
Yeah, she gets her zoomies out.
In the backyard?
If she even has them. But yeah, so she's safe and with us now.
Yay. Penny. Don't do that again, Penny.
Well, what's good with you?
Well, first of all, let me say that if you're hearing any bangs and big noises, it's because the guy next door is working on his apartment. So don't mind any big stomps or...
Ouch! Ouch!
I don't know why he's working right now. It's nighttime.
Go home.
Anyway.
He's not even the guy who lives there. It's a handyman. He's not even the guy, dude.
What's good with me? Well, actually, what's good with me is I want to just get into the recap.
All right.
This is kind of
Let's do it.
There's a kind of a big recap for us. So this will be my what's good, my dude, is the recap of our trip that we just went on.
Yeah.
And let's just remind the folks where we went, the duration of the trip, and then we'll go into some of the details. So
sure. Where'd you go?
We went to Mexico, Cancun, Mexico, and New York City, which some people might be shocked by that juxtaposition of locations, but Cancun is actually not that far from New York geographically.
No, it's
because it's just right across the Gulf of Mexico, and it's actually closer. It's like Cancun is directly south of like Alabama. What's the other state? Louisiana. Georgia. No, the other way. So Mississippi. It's like right there, kind of just across the Gulf of Mexico. So going from Cancun to New York City was only a 4-hour flight.
Yeah, it wasn't very long at all.
Yeah. So it was me, AJ, Cassie, Lauren, our cousin, and then my cousin Lauren, and then my sister and her boyfriend went to Cancun.
Yes.
And then halfway through we switched casts.
Yeah, we switched casts. We had the understudies come in.
The understudies. Yeah, so my sister did not go to New York with us, but we had 4 other people meet us in New York. So it was just like for me, it was the first time going to Mexico, and it was also the first time going to New York.
How was that? What was that experience like for you going to, what other countries have you been to?
I've only ever been, I was born in the Philippines, and I visited the Philippines once when I was 13. So those are the only times that I've been in the Philippines. I have never been as an adult. The only other country I've been to as an adult is England, London.
And you didn't you didn't do any like country hopping when you were
No, we were just in
England.
In England, yeah. So this is my third foreign country,
Wow.
Outside of the US anyway.
Third stamp on your passport, huh?
Yes. So
well, technically it would be only your second, because I think it resets on the next passport.
Exactly. So, my first time in Mexico, my first time in New York, and I was anxious for both because I didn't know what to expect. I was nervous because this is the first time we did a cousins trip, so I didn't know what the dynamic would be,
what the vibe was going to be like.
We're gonna be cranky. What the room situation would be, but I think it worked out. It was me, Cassie, and AJ sharing a room in Cancun, and then us again sharing a room in New York, except with Lauren. So it was 4 of us in New York. So I think it worked out well. Let's take it a step at a time. Let's start with Cancun.
Let's do it.
First of all, that first flight was killer.
Ooh. If you thought it was easy to get to Cancun, I want you to think again. Because, boy, do we have some of our fair share of issues.
It normally is, I feel like. People fly to Cancun no problem, right? But, of course, with our luck, we were flying out of Ontario Airport. It was a midnight flight. The flight literally was like, it was a red eye. So it was leaving at midnight and an hour before departure, right? Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like 45 minutes. People
because we were already starting to board, right?
To get up and ready to board.
We get the announcement from the counter staff at was it American Airlines? At American Airlines.
Yeah, it was American Airlines.
And they're like, "Hey, we had a flight attendant call in sick, so we cannot board the plane with an incomplete crew, so we're gonna have to delay this flight an hour."
Ugh.
And we're like, "Come on, it's midnight. We want to sleep.
Come on.
We want to get on the plane." Get our shut-eye, so we're fresh-faced for Cancun.
But it was so fast. Like we're about to take off, and they just called.
Well, we're about to board.
Right.
So, and I feel like if this flight attendant knew that they were sick, I feel like you know way before if you're sick, right? Girl. You're not calling in 45 minutes before your shift starts to be like, "Hey, I'm sick." Now, okay, we don't know the circumstances. It could have been something else.
Sure, could have been food poisoning.
Could have been anything,
could have been something.
So
backups, like,
that was our gripe. It's like, okay, so when a flight attendant calls in sick, you don't like what? There's
What's
no
the usual procedure.
Yeah, like
you just ruin everybody's day.
Yes. Does this happen every single time?
Flights are grounded because one person called in sick. That's the part that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, something's fishy. Something that doesn't make. That's not a good policy.
Like, if anyone is working in the airline industry, please call in, message us, let us know what the protocol is.
I have questions.
We have questions. So they let us know it's delayed an hour because they're bringing in a replacement from LAX. Okay.
Yeah.
So now they have to Uber. Did they say Uber?
Yeah. He let that slip on accident.
I don't think he was.
He wasn't supposed to say that because remind you, it was 11:30 p.m. at this point.
Yeah.
And they had to bring somebody from LAX.
Yeah.
And he was mistakenly said, "Yeah, we have somebody we have somebody coming over from LAX, and she will be here within an hour.
Yeah.
So we need everybody to hang tight as we are waiting for the arrival.
Just be patient.
We need everybody to be patient as we are waiting for our flight attendant from LAX who is Ubering, who is getting a ride over here, who will be arriving shortly. Thank you, and we hope you will be patient with us."
Yeah. So we're like, okay, an hour is not too bad. Okay, we're thinking.
Hey, what am I gonna do?
Right.
Well, we were a little nervous, remember? Because
we were nervous.
These are our
because we had the connecting flight.
Yeah, but we're like, let's just take the chance.
Right. okay, so we're waiting the hour for this replacement to come. It is like 50 minutes.
It was an hour.
Was it an hour?
Yeah, it was an hour.
So it was the full hour. This guy gets back on the speaker. He's like, "Hey folks, we just got a message from the pilot. It's too late to fly. He's fatigued. We're canceling the flight."
And everybody goes, "Oh no!" I heard one guy, he goes, "You gotta be kidding me!"
So we were worried about missing our connecting flight.
That was the issue. The connecting flight.
Now we're like, okay, so we're not even leaving.
We're not going at all.
This flight is grounded because someone called in sick, and now the pilot's too tired to fly.
The pilot's sleepy.
I was like, you're already gonna be in the air if we were taking off at our original time.
Yeah, we were supposed to be in the air an hour already. You're gonna be tired? You're gonna be sleepy in the air? How's that work? Again, if there's anyone who works in the airline industry or in like commercial,
I need a breakdown of how it works.
I need to know every protocol because this was so confusing for us. How does this happen?
I've never heard of a fatigued pilot.
Yeah.
Although it makes a lot of sense.
It makes sense, but also there's no like sense of backup. Like if someone,
I thought there were 2 pilots in there.
Yeah! What's your co-pilot doing?
Both of them fatigued? They're both gonna sleep?
They're both sleepy.
Who's flying the plane?
So
I thought they had autopilot. I thought that's where the term comes from.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so now there's 6 of us who are waiting to get on this. Well, more than I'm saying our group, right? Our group of 6 waiting to get on this plane. We're not going anywhere that night. So everyone's got to go back downstairs, get your luggage.
We got to get our refund. We had to wait in line for like 2 hours.
That was killer because it's waiting in line at like 1 a.m.
We didn't even talk to somebody until 3 a.m.
That's crazy.
Meanwhile, Cassie is playing Amazing Race on a laptop.
Meanwhile, okay, so we have to stand in this line for American Airlines for 2 hours to get our refund. We decided like, you know what, let's just get the money back and then we'll figure out something else. So while we're standing in line, Cassie's in the corner with her hacker. She's going with her laptop.
Push his glasses up.
She's like, guys, let's figure this out. And she's on there looking for flights.
Because the issue is that we booked an all-inclusive, so we could not afford to lose a night, mama.
No.
I'm missing out on my margarita.
No, I'm going.
I'm missing out on a paloma, mama.
So I'm looking at how should we fly out of LAX?
Right.
Do I have to drive?
That was one option. We were like, guys, should we Uber to LAX and get on this one plane? Or, you were looking at all these different options. So finally we found, what was it, the one you found?
It was like a Delta one that got us there pretty late, like 8 p.m., but it was better than getting there the day after.
Yeah, because all of the options that American Airlines were giving us were like we were going to arrive on Monday. So the flight was midnight on Saturday, right? So it was flying. We were going to arrive Sunday morning. But all the options they were giving us, we were going to arrive Monday morning.
Right, so we would lose a day. We're losing money.
Yeah, so finally we found the trip. Cassie found a trip that was going to get us there Sunday night. So we were supposed to arrive Sunday morning, but at least we would get there Sunday night on the same day. So we wouldn't lose that much time. And that flight departed at 6 a.m. So now we have not slept this whole time.
By the time we get out of the line of the refund, it's 3 a.m. and we're just waiting to board in 2.5 hours. So we were like, we might as well just stay up.
My parents leave sooner than us.
That's right. Your parents were coming on the trip too. So we met them at they left before we did.
We greeted them when they came in and then we said, bye, enjoy your flight.
They got there 6 hours after us and they left way before us.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So it was, so we finally left at 6 a.m. We were all exhausted. I think we were all delirious.
I think we all slept the entirety of that flight.
I was exhausted. There's no way. So,
and this is still, we had to get a layover in Atlanta, I think, right?
Yes, that's right. So we had the layover in Atlanta.
And then finally,
honestly,
we can get to
that whole
Cancun.
night was a blur. I was a zombie.
I don't remember what happened. I just remember showing up. And
did we get Arby's at one point, or am I crazy?
We did get Arby's. Christina did. Well, actually, I told her to get me a beef and cheddar.
Right, and we did.
Yeah, and it was amazing.
That whole night was just like we were not there. We were like checked out because it was such a long night. It was what should have been. What would you say? Like 8 hours? It should have
been an 8-hour travel day turned into like a 20 to 21 hour travel day,
which is crazy.
Nuts.
We never thought that would happen. We had no expectation of that. We were worried about missing our connecting flight We weren't worried about someone calling in sick. We weren't worried about a pilot being too tired to fly. We weren't worried about like spending the night at the airport.
Yeah.
So.
And then we finally get to Cancun.
It's an all-inclusive resort.
And it's your first time at an all-inclusive.
It's my first time in Mexico, my first time in Cancun, my first time at an all-inclusive resort. Let's just say I have thoughts.
Oh.
Because of the resort that we stayed at.
Okay, let's hear it.
So
I would like to hear it because I'm curious. Cassie and I have stayed at a few all-inclusive resorts.
In Cancun?
Just in general.
Oh, in general? Okay.
So this was our first time staying at this specific one in Cancun.
Yeah. Are we allowed to say the name or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could say that. I mean, yeah, it's just an honest review of the
so
place.
We stayed at Ava Resort. That's in Cancun. Ava is a new all-inclusive.
This is the newest hotel on
that strip.
On the strip.
Okay. So it's not finished. So let's just say that up front. It was not.
It literally opened like end of June.
So like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So we get there. I'm expecting to be blown away. Maybe my expectations were too high.
You could be totally honest.
My expectations perhaps were too high because I was expecting like some kind of like tropical getaway where I'm like just like blown away even by the sight of the hotel, right? I was not. I was impressed by the size of the hotel and the resort, but as far as, because when we got there, it was like it was late. It was late at night. Maybe that's part of it too. It was late already. It was dark. Really couldn't see the hotel in its entirety. And we were all tired. And when we got there, I don't know. I wanted something, I don't know what I wanted.
You wanted somebody to say, "Welcome, Christopher, to Mexico. Wow, bienvenidos.
I wanted,
Here's your fresh young coconut, Christopher."
Honestly, yeah, kind of. Like I wanted just like the welcome mic and then just with fireworks or something, like just blow me away.
Fireworks, mama. Fireworks.
Fireworks, but sparklers or something.
Mexico.
He's here.
Mariachi man. So we get there, it's fine. The arrival is fine. We get to our rooms. We have all this luggage, right? So we get to our 2 rooms, and we're on this. They put us on the same floor, and I think we were just so tired and we're so hungry. We just wanted to get to dinner. We had dinner reservations at one of the hotel restaurants. We get there. That was probably my favorite part of the entire trip.
That restaurant?
That restaurant.
Yeah.
Because that food was fire. It was a steakhouse. We came in at 8 p.m., right? We were supposed to arrive at 11 a.m. Sunday. We arrived 8 p.m. Sunday night. We're exhausted. We're hungry. We like store our luggage real quick. And we get to this. We're trying to make our reservation that first night at the steakhouse. We finally make it to the room. Well, actually, we freshened up. We had time to freshen up and like put on some nice clothes. We get to the steakhouse and the food is fire. Like ribeye, bone marrow. What else do we have?
I think we ordered like almost everything on that menu.
I feel like the staff was mad at us because we ordered so much food. There was 8 of us. There was 8 of us.
I mean, it's an all-inclusive, right? So they're also kind of used to that.
So, and they don't know how Filipinos be eating.
No, they don't know how
not ready.
They don't know how we function. The only thing that they didn't have at this resort was rice. And if they would have had that, man,
game over.
They would have been game over.
So we had a great dinner. Like that was my favorite meal the whole trip. Well, actually, we'll circle back to because that last night with the lobster tail.
Mm-hmm. the surprise lobster tail.
So we had that awesome dinner. Finally, everyone goes to the hotel rooms to rest. And our hotel room was pretty big. It was a good size.
It's a big
size. It had
size.
the 2 beds. You guys had one and I had one. And then it had a double sink in the bathroom. I think the amenities were fine. Okay. So when I talk about that the hotel was not finished, like most of like the public common areas were not finished. Like the ceiling, there was like people were getting dripped on by like water.
The air conditioning
units.
Was dripping. Also, the right side of the hotel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Was just unusable.
So the hotel, it's like 2 wings, right? Like the east and west wing, let's say. And we were in like the east wing. The west wing was no one could go into the west wing because they were working on that.
Yeah, they just was like there was like a couple restaurants there, but then the rest of it just wasn't finished. And also, this hotel, I swear, was like half a mile long.
It was very large.
It was like, and it's not just like it's this whole complex.
No,
it's just like it was
giving,
like a snake. It was like we were inside of a snake.
A long snake.
A long snake.
A half mile
long.
And
the hotel was just in a straight line.
So, yeah, it was giving Vegas, right?
Yeah,
Where you like, it felt very like I'm in a hotel in Vegas because the hotels in Vegas are like huge and you have to walk a long time to get to the lobby.
From one side to the other just to get to one restaurant.
It was a very large property and I like that. I wanted to be like blown away. I wanted to be like, every turn, I'm like, ooh, but it wasn't. I wasn't really oohing and ahhing at every turn. The pool, however, very impressive. That's a half mile long pool. That's probably the largest pool I've ever seen. Outside in their little, it's like the hotel, the pool, and the beach. It was like kind of all.
I will say that I kind of had same feelings, but that pool was awesome.
The pool was really good. Well, and only half the hotel had guests. So imagine when that other half starts filling up, then
then everybody's in that pool.
Then it's gonna be a lot more crowded. So I can imagine that pool getting really crowded, actually.
Yeah.
But thankfully for us, our area where we were hanging out, it was plenty of space to like hang out. We had poolside service, food, drinks, and all the whole thing.
Yeah. So talk about that. Talk about that next day.
What was the next day?
After we arrived.
What did I do? What did we do?
This was when we really got to take advantage of the all-inclusivity. Like,
tell me more.
You're saying Christopher getting drunk.
Yes.
Okay.
Boy,
First of all,
we have some juicy footage.
We have some footage.
We have some juicy footage of Christopher. Show,
I did not order a single drink. It was all AJ ordering shots.
Excuse me.
Was it Christina?
Who drank them?
Drank them, Mama.
Hey, yeah, you got the shots for all of us. What, am I not going to take a shot?
What am I not going to
What am I not going to do it? You have the willpower to say no.
And then that shot would have gone to waste?
Somebody would have drank it. Didn't have to be you. But guess who drank it?
I was doing fine, and then I feel like there was one shot that just pushed me over the edge.
It's always that case.
Wait, Christopher. Talk about the analogy that.
No, let that be just hot footage that we share. Should I share it?
No, the analogy of how you felt.
Yeah, with the tank?
Yes.
Yeah,
Should I say it?
Yes, you need it.
So while I was in my drunken stupor, I recorded myself. I recorded my thoughts and feelings in that time, and I was explaining.
Wait, to Hannah, which you need to post it now because it was to Hannah.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was to Hannah.
That I was trying to explain that I was fine. I was totally fine. We had taken so many shots at the pool. I was totally fine up until this one shot. So imagine a tank. Imagine a giant glass tank, and it keeps filling up with alcohol and filling up and filling up and filling up with alcohol till it gets to the top, and now it's almost brimming over. And now you've got that last shot, and that last shot, boop, and it shatters the whole tank. And now you've got alcohol everywhere. That's what it felt like in my brain. Alcohol was just spilling everywhere out of this tank. And I was fine one moment, and the next it's just, I was like falling over in the pool. I couldn't keep myself up.
I remember standing over next to the chairs, and I look over and I see the two Aquinos,
my sister and me,
standing in the pool, and you were like a seal that didn't know how to like maneuver.
I was
on
a
this
beached
pool.
whale.
You were a beached whale. You're trying to get up, and you're like trying to stand up, and then you splash down.
Yeah, I couldn't get
and
myself out of that
Christina was
pool.
just like,
dude, she was flipping
and
me
kind of
off.
watching you. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious.
We'll share that footage, but it was just that one shot that put me. I was totally. I felt and I remember clearly I was fine, and then I wasn't. So stop ordering shots from our friend Jose Luis.
Jose Luis.
Shout out Jose Luis.
Dude, he was such a cool dude.
Shout out to Jose Luis.
He just kept bringing the shots, but man, that was a wild day. And then what did we do? I rallied. So I had to retire.
Man, Christopher was so annoying.
I had to
Oh my God.
retire.
Okay, this is what it was like. You want to know what it's like to deal with Christopher when he's drunk? He will drink one drink. He'll have half of his first drink. I'm drunk. I'm drunk. I'm junkies. I'm drunk.
I'm so drunk.
and then he'll take a sip and he'll go, oh, I'm drunk. We have footage of that too. Oh my God, I heard you say I'm drunk at least 1,000 times.
It took Christopher 2 hours to take a bite of a pizza.
Okay, so after that pool experience, we had to retire to the room before dinner to recuperate. At least I did, because I was out of commission.
Because guess what? You were drunk.
I was drunk.
You were drunk.
So we go back to the room. I'm in bed because I cannot function.
And he's not only in bed, but he's also in bed just talking to himself. He wasn't even. I was on the phone with a friend and I wanted to talk to him, but I had to go outside where all the mosquitoes were because Christopher was in bed just saying, oh, I'm just so drunky. I'm drunk. Oh, does this bed feel good to you guys right now? Oh my God, this bed feels so great. Is there any food? Cassie, could you order room service? Oh my gosh, this feels amazing. Did I mention I'm drunk right now? Hannah, this alcohol, this tank, it's so full of alcohol right now. It was non-stop.
I don't know what to say. I'm a yapper when I'm drunk, I guess.
I was going to say, it's so funny seeing how everyone transforms when they're drunk.
Yeah.
AJ was he's calling all his friends for 1 whole hour, Mama.
Oh.
Leave him alone.
Oh, you become...
He's just a drunk caller. He's calling everybody. He just won't shut. He's Yapperville Central.
I wanted a genuine conversation with one of my good friends. And nobody
Wait, were
was
you
answering.
drunk that whole Brandon conversation? You were drunk?
Yes, I was. And I was having an existential crisis on my vacation in Cancun.
Oh my gosh.
Michael's just like quiet.
Oh yeah.
I'm quiet.
So my sister's boyfriend is in the room. He was just quiet. I think he's a quiet drunk, maybe. Were you drunk, Cassie?
I wasn't.
You had the shots too, though.
I was pretty aware of my...
You didn't have as many shots.
Well, that's how...
I was pretty cool. I'm a pretty quiet drunk naturally.
Yeah, Cassie will just kind of just stand there with her cup.
Smiling.
The smile.
Yeah, well, I don't know how it happened, but somehow you gave me a slice of pizza. Did you give it to me in bed?
Christopher, you begged me to give it to you. You wouldn't come out of bed. You're like, Cassie, please. Please. I'm not getting out of this bed. Just give me the slice. And so I gave it to you in bed, and then you wanted that for the Caesar salad, and I said, no, Mama, you have to come over.
You wanted her to feed you Caesar salad in bed?
He kept going, okay, I'm going to go up. 3, 2, but it was like, Christopher.
I couldn't function, so I had the slice of pizza, but I had to motivate myself to get out of that bed for the Caesar salad, because I'm not gonna have Caesar salad with my pizza, you know. So I get out of that bed, I have the Caesar. I rally. Okay, bottom line is I rally for dinner. I was still kind of drunk with at dinner, but I rallied. We go to the Italian restaurant for dinner. The Italian restaurant was kind of mid. I was not impressed.
Yeah, it was
with
whatever.
That. But yeah, that was, and then I vowed not to drink anymore the rest of the trip because I I had all the alcohol that I needed. So we spent 5 days, 4 nights in Cancun.
5 days, 4 nights.
So wait, quickly,
yes.
Talk about your spots.
Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about.
Okay, so we did a spa. And we
was my first time.
This is Christopher's first time.
I'm so sorry. Before that, talk about the presentation.
Oh, the presentation.
I don't want to talk about that. That's so boring.
No. Just the fact that to get these a spa discount.
Yeah.
We did the timeshare presentation.
Yeah.
And if you know.
Yeah.
But this was Christopher's first time doing the
I will say that. Yeah, if you ever sat through any of these like timeshare presentations where they try to convince you to like partner with them or like buy like these shares or points or whatever it is, they are so good at their job. First of all, they hire like the hottest people to market to you, and then they've got all their sales tactics. And even the one guy was like, "Hey, guys, you were the first ones to decline this offer."
Are you sure you want to cancel the Paradise Pass? Because you're honestly, like, you guys are the first ones to ever done.
As soon as he said that, yeah, I was surprised. As soon as he said, I was like, "Okay, we get it." Like,
whatever.
Yeah.
Dude.
He goes, "Hey, let me just talk to my supervisor real quick. Let me see if I can get you the best deal ever."
And he walked outside. There's no supervisor out there. You're full of shit.
So the point is, it's like they do all these like sales tactics, and then if you manage to like get to the final boss, there's several people to get through.
You have to talk to.
Yeah, it's like four or five people that we talk to, and then when you get to the final boss, finally they're like, okay, thanks for like hearing our pitch. Here's like 500 points to your like whatever it is, So we got the discounted price. That's the reason we endured that 2 hours,
because we were able to get a free couples massage.
Yeah,
and we also got some credits to be able to
discount everyone else's massage.
Discount everybody else, and it allowed us to do the hydrotherapy session before our massage.
Yes,
which was the main thing
that we wanted to
do, especially for somebody who's never gone like you.
That was an experience because they take you into almost like the catacombs of the hotel, right?
Yeah.
And it's like so calm in there, peaceful. They got the peaceful music going. Everyone's talking quietly. And so they kind of lead you into the back chambers of this, like, I don't know. I felt like we were like in a cave or something.
Yeah, it's like the Paris catacombs. Yeah, you're right.
So the first thing is like they tell you to get into your swimwear, right? We had just our swim trunks. And then what was the first thing they did? The sauna?
Yeah, you do a sauna and a steam room.
Yeah.
And then like a bucket, like cold plunge, kind of like.
That was my first time in a sauna, and I will say, it was too hot. It was too hot in there.
You've never been in a sauna before that?
No, that was the first
really?
time. It was too. I couldn't breathe.
Wait, did you like the steam room though?
The steam room was good.
I couldn't breathe in the steam
No,
room.
the steam room was good.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
The
No,
sauna,
the sauna was like walking into an oven.
I love it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Bake me, mama.
Hotter.
So they put the cucumbers on our eyes.
I never
had that done.
Man, did I feel like
I felt pampered.
Middle-aged white woman.
I felt like a prince. So they do that, and then they lead us into the steam room, which I really like that because they have you put on the mud mask or whatever the mask was, right?
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
And then you sit in there for a little bit.
Get that.
You didn't get a mud mask?
We didn't get cucumbers, and we didn't get the mud mask.
Well, our steam room wasn't as hot as yours.
Okay.
I wish ours was hotter.
Oh, maybe that's why I enjoyed the steam room because it wasn't as hot.
Okay, yeah. We couldn't breathe.
Oh.
No, yeah, you guys said you had to get out almost immediately.
Oh, we were trying so hard to stay in there, man. It was like.
Were there girlies in there? Other girls?
It was us. And we were like looking at each other. We're like, do we need to get out of here before we
suffocate? So after the steam room, yeah, they have you do like a cold bucket of water over, and I was so scared to do it, but I did it. And then they lead you into the pools, like I don't even know what you call them, just like
the hydro pools.
Yeah.
And they had like one that you can hang out in that's kind of like warm, and
yeah.
then you go into the
ice bath or the cold plunge.
Yeah, basically there's an ice bath.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you've ever been to Glen Ivy.
Okay.
Which I haven't, but for the listeners, if you've ever been to Glen Ivy, it's a very similar experience with all the pools and getting in and out. It's just supposed to relax you before you go into the massage.
So we did that. We were like in the lukewarm pool, and then we got into the cold plunge, and then immediately into the jacuzzi because I could not be in there. And then we get into the massage, which was our bodies were already, I feel like, relaxed, and then we got just even more pampered. I liked my lady. Who did you have?
Yeah, we had pretty good.
Oh, that's right. You had
too.
the couples massage.
Yeah, we had the couples one.
So yeah, and then after that, we were ready for dinner.
Yeah. And then I think after that, what was that? Maybe the third or fourth day already? So to summarize Cancun, it was a lot of like eating and hanging out by the pool. Which is all you really need to do.
I was going to say, what else do you need? So
besides a fresh young coconut.
That's the one thing I asked the concierge. I was like, hey, any chance I can get a coconut?
Christopher had this guy searching far and wide, asking everybody that he could, where can we get a coconut for this guest? Where can we get a coconut? One of our guests need a fresh young coconut. Do we know where to get one?
Hey, sadly they didn't. They could not satisfy that need for me, and we will never go back to that resort.
Sorry about it.
I feel like other resorts maybe down the strip because it's like the whole coastline right there, right? I feel like
there are so many good resorts.
Yeah,
Our favorite one is next door to it.
Okay, so if we ever go back to Cancun, I would like to try a different resort just to get a different experience.
That's fair.
But yeah, overall, I did enjoy the Cancun part of the trip. I would say I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10?
7 out of 10.
That's fair.
Just because it was like good vibes and like, it was still an enjoyable time in the hotel. The amenities that were available to us were still good. We went to the gym.
The gym was great.
I wish
we were able to do it more, but
yeah.
I mean, I'd rather drink.
So overall, I think for my first time, no complaints.
I think that was a good experience,
good.
But just know that there's better ones.
Yeah. Then so our last night we kind of went to bed late because we were packing, getting ready to go. Our shuttle picked us up at 6, almost 7 a.m.
Wait, I'm backtracking again.
Please.
We forgot the best part of the last night.
What was the best part of the last night?
Stumbling into.
Oh. Okay, so it's our last night. We're thinking, man, could we have gotten? We tried so hard to get back into that steakhouse, but we couldn't. We just ended up eating at these kind of mid places, and then that last night we already had dinner? Oh no, we were going to dinner.
We were about to go to dinner,
but on our way down to dinner, there was this like huge ballroom / event room in the hotel. When I say huge, it's huge.
It's big.
So it's like we thought that it wasn't for us because all the nights that we were there, it was always like a band playing or like some kind of performance, and we didn't think it was for us. We thought it was for like the exclusive members of like whatever the hotel.
I think the timeshare people.
The timeshare people. So each time we passed, we were like, oh, we wish we could go in there, but we didn't because we didn't think it was for us. But then the last night, we were like, you know what? Screw it. It's our last night. Let's just see if they'll let us in. No one stopped us, of course.
No.
So apparently it was for us because
it was for everybody.
It was for everyone in the hotel, and we're like, what? We could have been going to this whole time. And in that big room, they were, not only was it like a band or whatever was performing, they had food in there. And that last night they were serving lobster tails just for free, just like for anyone who was in there.
Lobster tail and prime rib and short ribs.
And we're like,
and they had meat carvers. They were just slicing these beautiful cuts of meat and just putting it on my plate for free. And then I go to the other side and I get lobster tail.
We're like, this whole time we could have been eating in this room, and the food was good.
And then guess what? We did eat in the room. And then we went to dinner.
We went to dinner after.
And then the dinner we had was ass.
It was bad.
And we wish we would have just got the lobster tail the whole time.
Are we not going to eat the lobster tail?
I'm going to eat it.
Yeah, we're going to eat it. So yes, that's a good point. We wish that we had done that whole time. But I wish they would have told us. No one said anything.
So, I mean, I think that hotel is just trying to get its stuff together. It's new. They're trying to figure out logistically how to operate it, how to manage it. There's a lot of organizational things that they can do better. But
so that was our last night. Then we get all packed up. 7 a.m. We get shuttled to the Cancun airport because we are making our way to the second leg of this journey, which is New York's
concrete jungle where dreams are made. I heard that song at least 80 times. I think New Yorkers hate that.
I bet they hate that.
They hate that song.
Okay, so let's just kind of quickly summarize the New York trip. We were only there 3 days. Well, at least I was. You guys stayed a little bit longer, but I was only there 3 days.
There was one goal in this New York trip when we originated this trip. Right. And that was to, like we always say, watch Broadway musicals.
I don't think we did that right.
You're not Hannah.
No, I'm not Hannah. I can't do it. How do we do it? So, like we always say, watch Broadway musicals.
Sure, that works. The
Hannah,
original.
please come back.
The impetus for this New York trip was we wanted to see as many musicals as we could. Now, they're expensive. We only had like 3 nights. So we were limited in our times and our money. So we just wanted to make the best of it. Thankfully, we were able to get 2 shows in while I was there. That first night, we literally did not have tickets to this musical. We landed in New York at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
3-ish p.m. Got to the hotel. We stayed at the Gregorian on 35th Street. And so that was like Midtown-ish. And the first thing we do, we're looking at tickets for a musical that night. And we happened. How do we get those? How do we find those?
Just like an app.
Okay.
You had them for cheap.
Okay, so we got cheap tickets to The Notebook, which is I didn't even know it was a Broadway musical.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't.
Yeah, it's well known. Well, it's obviously new, but it's because Ingrid Michaelson
wrote the music. Yeah, that's right. So
yeah, that was like a big selling point.
Okay, and we love Ingrid. So we get to, I don't remember what theater it was in, but it was walking distance from the hotel. It was like, we arrived at like 3, the show was at 7. So we like had a little bit of time to freshen up. Are you hearing the guy next door?
Stomping upstairs.
We had a little bit of time to freshen up. Then we're walking. By the way, New York City, we are walking.
We are literally walking here. we are walking here.
The number of miles, I don't even know the number of miles we walked.
I think on average, my steps for the whole trip per day was like 15,000.
Okay. 15,000 steps per day?
Yeah, per day.
That's crazy.
Like on average for the week. Some days were like 21,000.
So I love walking in the city, but man, we are really walking in New York. So we walked to the theater. Did you have any idea of what of the Notebook?
I've seen clips, and I knew Joy Woods, who was the main girl. She was amazing.
Yeah.
I knew that, but yeah.
I don't think any of us kind of.
Like I knew it was emotional, but boy,
none of us.
I knew it was emotional, but I didn't know it was emotional.
I didn't read the book by Nicholas Sparks, and I haven't seen the movie in ages. But I don't think any of us expected it to be that emotional, because at the end of Act 1, everyone is sobbing. Like no one is okay.
I'm like hyperventilating.
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
That's
how much we're crying.
And I think it's like a joke that like after like right before intermission, you just hear
everyone
is just sniffling all over the place.
And first of all, the music, fire, the acting, those guys were so talented. And did we get the original cast, or did we not?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And not only that, but that show has water in it.
Yeah, there's a water feature on stage.
And it's not only like a pool on the bottom, but they have
rain come down.
You know, like if you've seen the movie, the rain scene, the famous rain scene, they have it. I was not expecting that. I thought
it was impressive.
I was very shocked to see that. I thought it was amazing.
And then, so the whole time, it's like we're on this emotional musical journey where everything is so great. Like the music and the acting and the vocals. By the end of it, at the end of Act 2, not a dry eye. No one is okay. Like I'm in one of those like crying fits where like I can't, like I had to breathe like I was in labor, or else I would have emitted a sound that was like unnatural. So
that's how Cassie was too.
You're trying to be quiet because you can't make noise.
No.
But like I'm at a point where I cannot not make a noise.
Like we were making fun of Cassie because Cassie was like, if I would have let out a sound, it would have been just straight into sobbing.
Meanwhile, I'm on the other side in labor like this. That's how I'm breathing. I had to breathe. I had to control my breathing, or else I would have completely went unhinged and sobbed out loud. So I'm in there like. So not a dry eye. By the time it's curtain call, everyone is standing ovation. Everyone's crying. That is the hardest I've cried in a Broadway musical ever. Of all the musicals that I've seen, that's the hardest I've cried. And I don't know if it's just like. I don't know if it was like the old people there, because like we
saw old couples walking out, and they're all like just scooting their way on the sidewalk, and Cassie and I were like, oh no.
The cast, I mean, if you've seen The Notebook, like the trajectory of the story, so it's like it's just so touching and so moving. You can't, I mean, if you didn't cry during this musical, where were you? What were you doing?
You're the devil. You're the devil.
So, suffice it to say, that was a 10 out of 10. We loved it. Second night. Well, okay, what did we do that first day? No, that was it. We just went there. And then the second day, what did we do? We walked somewhere.
I don't remember.
That first day?
We went to the MoMA.
Oh, that's right. We went to MoMA. The Museum of Modern Art.
Yeah. Had a little museum day. That was very fun.
Moment, and I'm trying to think of all the food we ate.
We had Wagamama.
Yes.
Which was really good.
Yeah. Oh, and after The Notebook, we had this little hole in the wall Korean. That was fire. Korean tapas.
Oh yeah. What's really fun is that you could just go get a show, or go watch a show. And then just find any restaurant.
Any food like in walking distance.
In walking distance, there's so many good places, and there's bars open late.
Yeah.
So it's
just it's a city that never sleeps.
City that never sleeps.
So Yeah, so we went to the Notebook. We had the Korean tapas. The next day we went to the Museum of Modern Art, and then we hit up the Central Park. I feel like that was that day, right?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see that famous fountain in Central Park, the Bethesda fountain, which is in like every movie. So we went there. Again, a lot of walking. Like my dogs were barking. And yeah, I wasn't the only one who was like, hey, we need to like rest. I feel like Mariana was like, I need to sit down.
We go from our office jobs, editing all day, to just walking 20,000 steps a day. Like it's a lot for our body.
So we went there. Did we do Magnolia Bakery that day?
I think that was the next day.
That was the next day?
Yeah.
It's all blurring together. So that night we had tickets to The Outsiders, and that's the new Broadway musical that won Tony, the Tony for
best musical.
Best musical at the Tonys.
And it won best lighting design.
Dude.
And I think sound design too.
And well deserved, because amazing show. If you've ever read the book or seen the movie The Outsiders, oh, that's interesting. Also a book, also a movie. I had never seen the movie, but I did read the book, and everyone loves the book, right? Everyone, it's
required reading.
Not always, but I feel like
for most schools, yes.
I feel like for a young person who reads that, you can really connect and resonate with what's going on with the characters in that story, right? So it's like teenagers, and it's like a story about belonging and family and all that. And the music, incredible. Again, the set, incredible. Did they have a water feature too? They had rain too.
They had rain too. Yeah, two water shows. Yeah.
So, the main, we didn't have the original cast, but the understudies,
we had a lot of understudies.
Still killed it. And that was just again 10 out of 10 show. And I didn't cry as much. I did cry, but I didn't cry. It wasn't like a sob fest like the Notebook. And then after that, we had dinner right there, right near the theater at that diner.
Right. Oh my gosh, you had an amazing burger. And it was unexpected. We're like, oh, what do we get? And we're all like, oh, we're all gonna get burgers.
Not me. I had the half chicken.
Oh yeah, Christopher had a half chicken, and that chicken came to Christopher's table, quaking in its boots. This man,
no meat.
This man left no meat. He ate all the cartilage, which is crazy because I was like, you eating that? He goes, oh, what? You don't eat the cartilage? It's the best part.
This is the best part.
Chomping
if
away.
You're not eating the cartilage.
There was mashed potatoes, I think, and gravy on that.
Yeah.
He had a clean plate, as if it came out the dishwasher, with all that sauce and everything.
What's funny? He also used all he ate.
He didn't
like a fork.
He didn't eat with his hands. He ate the chicken
with
a fork and knife.
I wanted to order something where I didn't have to eat with my hands, like a burger. But then it was like
that's how a burger's eaten.
Then I had the roast chicken, and I was like, oh, I can do it. So I did it.
Wow.
It was clean. Hey, when you grow up Filipino, the way I did, sorry, you're cleaning up. You're cleaning up.
I was just thoroughly impressed. Every single plate, that whole trip, was licked clean.
So that third day, we walked to the Flatiron Building, which was because we wanted to go to the Harry Potter store. And did we? That Lauren on the broom.
Oh yeah.
Lauren did the broom.
She did the little riding the broomstick thing.
I bought a new Cedric Diggory jersey because my other one was too small for me, so I bought a larger one. And then we hit up the thrift store, and then we outran the rain twice at that Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, it's our favorite vegan Mexican restaurant.
Our favorite vegan restaurant.
Well, me and Cassie's. We love that place.
It's all blurring together for me now, but just know that we did a lot of talking, a lot of walking, a lot of eating,
and a lot of watching.
We had the 2 shows, and you guys stayed and watched 2 other shows, right?
We did, yeah. We saw 2 in one day. We saw.
You did a little double feature?
We did a double feature. We did a 6 as a matinee, which is perfect to do a double feature because that one's very short.
Short, yeah.
And then we saw Wicked, and we bought tickets after we watched 6.
You go to the box office?
We went to the box office, and he said, I have the best seats in the house for you right here if you want them.
If you guys go to New York, or I guess if you want to watch any Broadway show, really try to go for lottery tickets because it's so easy to sign up for.
It wasn't a lottery that you did you?
For 6.
Oh, for 6. Yeah.
We got this happened last time too. When we watched it for the first time, but we did lottery, and we got me and AJ both won, so we were able to bring Lauren and her friend in.
Yeah.
Literally, their tickets were front row, middle.
Really?
Like literally the middle of the front row.
So they loved it.
Yes, and then ours was like second row on the side. But it was like still.
What I love about theaters in New York is they're so small. There's no bad seat in the house. Like you can see everything from wherever. So I love that. So you saw Wicked?
Yeah, and then after 6, I was like, let's just.
Hey, let's just take a stroll. Let's just take a stroll down.
Find out.
And so I was like, let's just go find out. So I went to the box office just to see how much it was.
And? Was it expensive?
This guy did not take a lot of convincing me to buy these tickets. I go, how much are 3 tickets? He goes, I got the best in the house, young lady. Right in the middle, 9th row, 135. What do you think? And I said, I'll take it.
And the best part is that I didn't even walk up to the thing yet.
Oh, he's not even up there. He's not even up there. Hey, did you get your card?
She already had this conversation with this guy.
3?
We won our friend, Brian.
That's right. When Brian was there. Yeah.
So I said, get your card out, mama.
She was ready to go, and I was just walking up, and I was like, oh, really?
Okay,
like,
but
you gotta figure it out.
you, it was the best decision. That cast of Wicked is my favorite cast.
Best you've ever seen.
It's like the 3rd time I've seen it, and it was the most magical experience ever. It's low-key my #1 musical now. Like above Moulin Rouge. Which
you love Moulin Rouge.
But and then watching Wicked, I'm like, oh no.
Like Wicked is such a classic,
such an
musical.
Iconic,
Like it is the quintessential, just musical.
That's okay.
So it was so good.
I'm sad that I wasn't there to experience that.
No, I literally texted Lauren. I said, because she was staying a little bit after us. I said, you must.
You must.
You must. You must.
It's too good.
Yeah.
Man.
It was amazing.
Okay, we have to go back. I literally. Okay, we'll go. We have to go. I want to do New York again for sure. I want to stay longer. I didn't get to see the 9/11 memorial. I didn't get to see any of the touristy really kind of stuff. Well, we went to Rockefeller Center. We forgot to say that. But
but you didn't go to Top of the Rock.
Yeah, we didn't do Top of the Rock.
Yeah, there's still so many things you didn't get to do.
Yeah.
You didn't get to go to a baseball game.
I want to eat more pizza. I feel like we had Joe's Pizza, but I feel like there might be other
There's other
joints,
spots, definitely. I didn't get nuts. I didn't get a hot dog.
I
didn't get freaking shawarma from a cart. I didn't get nothing from a cart.
Yeah. So I think we should do it again. Stay a little bit longer.
I didn't get a chopped cheese. I didn't get jerk chicken.
And I will say, we're gonna see a musical every night.
Oh yeah,
like
I'm
every
spending
night.
the money.
There are things that there are plays that I want to see. Not even musicals.
Yeah,
like there's so much to see.
I would see a play.
We're gonna watch
I'm
one.
just
I watch all your musicals.
Honestly, I'm with you. I'm like,
if I'm gonna spend the money,
God,
I want there to be
come
a little
on.
singy songy.
Yeah,
plays are good too. You
Plays
gotta
are
give
good
them a
too.
chance.
No, I love plays.
Plays are good, however,
I just like
I'm
musicals
literally
are
hearing
better.
both of you say, I want a little singy songy in my musical.
I like plays. I love musicals.
God, you're the worst.
Anyway, let's wrap it up. So we had a great time in New York City. My first time. I will say, I've not been in a cite quite like that. Like skyscraper on literally every street.
I'm so sorry. What'd you call him?
Try that again.
I wrote a poem impromptu on the streets of New York called Modern Giants in reference to these skyscrapers. That's how huge they are. And I've not been in a city like that where every street is just to the sky, like each building to the sky. And there's just an energy on the subway, walking, just like, you just never know what you'll see and what you'll encounter. So one-way streets. What was that song we sang?
I don't know. We sang so many songs. We were trying to write our own musical. We won't.
One-way street.
Yeah, that is it.
One-way street. Anyway,
walking down a one-way street.
We tried to write our own musical.
Two-way.
Just a different energy in that city. So I would definitely go back and do it again. And I would also do Cancun again, just a different resort. And overall, that whole 8 days that I was not in California, 10 out of 10. I think it was just like the best time. Good vibes, good people, and good food, just the whole thing. So your experience? You guys travel all the time.
We travel all the time. But I mean, it was still a great time. We had a wonderful time.
Yeah, we never really get to travel with family. Mm-hmm. So that's like more fun.
I think that was a real bonus, is traveling with family.
Yeah, we're always doing it for work. So this was the first time in a long time that we didn't have to bring any camera gear other than the ones that we wanted to do for fun.
Right.
So
the camcorder footage I'm excited to see.
Yeah, we got to put that together.
Because Lauren was in charge of that.
Yeah.
We have this whole vlog that we'll probably put together soon.
Okay, cool. So maybe we can share that with the roomies after. Final thoughts on that?
It was fun going on vacation with you.
I think if you have a chance to travel, do it, especially if it's out of country or out of state. Just to shake things up, to get out of your routine.
Just take a break.
Take a break. It's really
take a break. Take a break.
That's from Hamilton.
Time to take a break.
I think it's just a way to enrich your life in a way that's not like just in your own city, in your own kind of comfort zone, just like a fun experience to see how other parts of the world live. Because that was one thing, is like being in New York City, I was like, I cannot live in New York. That city is too wild and crazy. I could not live.
It's a wonderful place to visit. Maybe not live.
I would not live there. And for the people who do, God bless you, because that's tough, man. I don't know that I could do it. So yeah, I would say my final thought is just try to travel more and just see more of the world.
And use your travel points.
Oh, I only use travel points. Yeah. We need to get that refund from American Airlines.
We already did. It's very easy.
Wait, show me.
Yeah, we'll show you after.
Because I want my money. Just give me my money.
Just give me my money.
Oh, man. That's the bell. Thank you, roomies, for joining us. We missed you, Hannah. We wish you were here. I have your gift from New York.
I know. We're going to give it to you today.
Yeah. But that's okay. We'll get you next time. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. You can rate us. I think you can rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But on YouTube, you can only like us.
On YouTube, you can like, comment, and subscribe.
Okay.
The classic.
So, classic. And you can also comment now on Spotify as well, just directly in the app. And DM us on Instagram and email us at weusedtolivetogether@gmail.com. I think that's it. Right? Am I missing anything? All right.
Nope.
Hannah, we missed you. Come back soon. Until next time, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
Bye.